Because on the mount that we brought down, it runs by now. So it might just be a fan.
Yeah.
I think we have this thing, so I'll look tomorrow, I'll send it out. I don't think anyone's gonna.
All right, if you could just I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, everyone could just check their cell phones and make sure that they're either off or on silent, that would be great. Motion to approve the minutes from November 10th, 2016.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
Second,
Second motion?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Correspondence, Paula?
I have the library contract for 2017. I have a letter from the veterans thanking us for the ceremony held on November 11th and supervisor's report. That's it.
Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome.
Committee reports. Matt, what do you got?
Our next comprehensive plan meeting, the workshop is on November 30th at 5 p.m. at the town hall. And that is it for this evening.
Right?
The only thing I really have is football. I know the last meeting came up about them parking on the lawn, so I thank Paul, because I already know what he's gonna say here. I got a call Saturday, last week, I guess, yeah, when it ended, and all is good. I just think next year when football starts up, that we have to just make sure that it'll park on the grass. The football guys are the claimed that they're not, it wasn't them parking there, it was people that were attending, but I know the police had come in and asked a couple of cars, I think 3 or 4 to move, and it all worked out smooth. And football ended, so we don't have to worry about it for now.
Perfect. Janet?
Nothing.
John?
I'm gonna pass tonight, I have nothing to report.
Okay, I just have 2 things. One is, Dean, Paul, and myself went to training last week in Albany on Friday. I would say we definitely brought a few things back here from the training that, hopefully as we write some things up and change some things around, we'll show the board and it'll make, certain processes that we deal with, from a management point of view, a lot better. And the other thing is, Matt, what a great job with the veteran celebration. I know I heard somebody say we hadn't done one, I guess, in 40 years, but the room was packed. And obviously it's something our town was missing, and thanks for doing that, and I look forward to it being an annual event.
You're very welcome.
Highway, Dean?
I really don't have anything new to report. Winter started for us, we've been out the last 2 mornings. Last night we were out drift patrol again. But I'd just like to say also that I was at the Veterans Ceremony, I thought it was very nice. Very well attended. Next year we'll have to have it at the senior center, I think.
Yeah, it was literally standing room only, so that's great for, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, thanks, Steve. Fire department? Police, Paul?
Just a real couple quick things. The medical training's all done, everyone's finished it, so we're all set. The oxygen is in the cars, the extra training has been done, so we're good to go with that. The only other thing is, for Diane, if you could bring back maybe, if you know where our mailbox is when you come out of the community center, you make the right, I don't know if you ever paid attention. Well, the road is starting to eat away, and now there's a real big hole, and the post office's lady's complaining about the postal truck bottoming out. If you could talk to Frank and see if he could, maybe. I spoke to Dean, and he said that's really Frank's, because it's a village
Right.
road.
I had asked him, it's probably part my fault. I had asked him about it back in the springtime, but I got busy, he got busy, so. There is a drain there. I was wondering if we could cut the shoulder to run it into the drain. But, he was gonna look at it, but.
I'll have him take a look and then talk to you about what your ideas are.
Thank you, and that's all I have.
Village of Otisville, Diane?
The only thing I have tonight is just a reminder, I do have the details now about our Christmas tree lighting. It's Saturday the 3rd. We start at 4 o'clock at the Presbyterian Church, and they have their choral rendition, which lasts about an hour. Then immediately following, from 5 to 7 across the street in the parking lot, they're going to have a live nativity. So people can stop at that point, or they can come later if they like. At 5:30, Santa's due to arrive at the firehouse and to light the tree. The decorations, once again, have been made by the Brownies, and we appreciate that. Once Santa finishes, it's inside, hopefully pretty quickly, it's turned cold. For refreshments, the kids can visit with Santa, and Holy Name Church is going to be setting up Santa's workshop station, so there'll be crafts for the kids to do while they're there as well. So everyone's welcome. If you can't make it to the whole, each event, at least try to make it to some of them, because it really is a very nice evening. That's it.
Thanks, Diane. Old business, this is kind of getting moved down, but we have the environmental attorney coming to meet with the board a little later today, so I'll move that down, and then when she gets here, we'll do that. So, actually, under old business too, it was asked, I think, Bob, you had asked about entering the school.
Yes.
So I had called the insurance company. Really, they don't want anybody in the school unless a board member or a town employee is with them. For insurance reasons, they don't want any work done on it unless it's a bonded, insured company that would list the town as additionally insured. As far as just a visual inspection, I don't really see what the problem is. There's 5 of us, and there's obviously a highway department or whatever. I mean, I'm sure we can get everybody in there who wants to go in there. But as far as, like just saying, hey, just go in there, they kind of frown against.
Okay.
Especially because we haven't been in it in a couple of weeks, and they said, you don't want to just go with it, you want to have somebody with them, just as you would any other contractor or anything going through it, so.
Okay. Well, I think that's our answer.
Yeah, I mean, again, we can go through it, we just gotta set something up, preferably when it's a little, not 60-degree winds.
Yeah.
But I'm sure either Matt or Brian or Janet or Dominic or myself, somebody can meet.
In that case, you can pretty much disregard the letter I gave you that renders that moot pretty much, so.
Okay, well, the insurance broker we have, but then we have an underwriter, and once they reach out to them, that's kind of the,
Yeah, I understand.
just wanted to get back to everyone on that. A motion to approve the supervisor's report for October 2016.
I'll make the motion to approve the report.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
David, Port Jervis Library contract.
Everything looked good.
Okay, so at this time, I'd like a motion to approve the Port Jervis Library contract for 2017. Pretty much exactly the same as last year, no changes.
I'll make the motion, we authorize the supervisor to sign the contract.
Second?
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just to put on the record, I believe I did this last year too. I am actually on the board of trustees for the library. It is an unpaid position, which I will be leaving in the middle of next year. But I thought that the board should know that entering into a contract with them.
Okay, so David, you and I spoke earlier today. I know a proposal from the Friends of the Otisville School was sent out, I believe we sent it out Friday to everyone. How does everything work now? You're going to contact their attorney?
Well, now, did you end up coming up with an attorney? Did you-
Yes, yes.
Okay. if you get me their information, I know that the board's gonna wanna talk about some of the specifics of the contract.
Okay.
As soon as we have, what we want in place, I'm going to send out the contract to your attorney. If everything looks good with the contract, then at that point, I would have, this board make the motion to authorize the supervisor to sign the contract. And then from that point on, that's when we would trigger the referendum.
Okay, so, as far, but we're moving in the right direction, we're not holding
Yes.
anything up?
Yep.
This is all how everything's gonna work? from
Yes.
now on in. Okay. Great. And, we had also spoke earlier about this. I was under the assumption, because we did a bid opening back in September for fire protection, we did vote as a board. David, we spoke, and it requires a, public hearing, which obviously in hindsight, we should have done everything at one time, but.
Well, the public hearing is specific to the contract itself,
Okay, so it's not for the fire protection?
That's correct. It's for the adoption of the actual contract. So any comment received there would be any comments on the contract itself.
Okay. So we need to set a public hearing for the contract between the town of Mount Hope and the village of Otisville for fire protection.
That's correct.
And we have ample time to do it for the next meeting?
Yes.
Okay, and that is the, good.
Good.
So I would like to make a motion to set a public hearing for the contract between the town of Mount Hope and the village of Otisville for fire protection for December 5th at 7:15 here at Town Hall. That's it.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. David, you'll get Paula the.
Yep, I'll get you everything tomorrow morning.
Motion, boy, we're flying here. Motion to pay the bills?
Make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I had we were starting at 7:15 that day anyway.
Were we?
Is there something else
Uh-uh.
going on?
Tree
that day?
lighting.
Tree lighting. Is it the tree lighting that?
Yeah.
Tree lighting.
So you know what? Yeah, that's perfect. So we're just gonna start at the regular time of the meeting. So,
It'll be a
The
short.
lighting at 7:15.
yeah, and then I don't really think, because it's just for the contract, I don't see there's gonna be much to go over. So, a new motion to approve public hearing for the town of Mount Hope and the village of Otisville contract for fire protection on December 5th, 2016, here at Town Hall at 7:30 PM.
Make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Janet. Public participation. Hey, Jerry. You gonna tell me about yesterday's front page?
No,
Okay.
didn't even see it.
We're in the drought.
Mount Hope?
No, but when I saw it, I said, Jerry will be at the meeting tomorrow telling me.
Yeah, Walk Hill, I already heard that on the radio days before it was in the paper and stuff, yeah. So, well, that's part of like what I wanna talk about. I noticed, like in the study they did in 2008, they didn't mention sulfur, they did iron, magnesium, all these other things, but I don't see a sulfur. And so what I'd like to see if we can determine is, with the amount of drawdown they have and people are forced to dig deeper wells, if they hit sulfur, it's expensive to control this, and the well has to be aerated or something like that. So I would like to see if the town could have something to help citizens if they wind up with a sulfur problem as a result of all the extraction, to be covered financially for it. And if they could set up a fund for it, I would rather have the town of Mount Hope in charge of the fund as opposed to the city of Middleton. So, food for thought. So that's kind of like a biggie. And also, if they do decide, let's say if they were to do the testing tomorrow, all right? And they get the results, but I would like to add more thinking to it. We're in about 320 days into the year, which means we'll be 320 million gallons less. So if they come up with a number of what we could draw, I would like to have a comparative number of what, if it was in effect the entire year till now, what would that be as far as our availability of water and stuff like that? So these are good things for food for thought. I'm glad they got us hydrolysis, and I wish the environmental lawyer was here. But yeah, the hydraulic, so I also really want to get into the fact that if the testing they did was 650 feet deep in places, okay? And they're talking about a vast amount of water. I don't know the actual wells are gonna be using. If they're taking out a million, will it suck down from the village all over the place? So that's why I want a study done of some sort. Because today we have much better equipment than the studies that have been done in the past. So this hydrolysis person, if he could determine if the village is safe and everybody else is safe by a drawdown over here, because it will be like a vacuum effect. So water goes anywhere it wants to. So we got one shot at this. Gotta get it right.
Well, as far as I know, no action I know has been taken thus far with anything. They haven't went out, they haven't done anything, but I agree with you.
Yeah, so I've been busy as hell, so I haven't had a chance to call Mill now, but I wanna see if I can get on a mailing list or an email list or a phone call list, something like that.
They're not gonna be very receptive. They didn't even tell us.
Well, this is where the people like me come along with the nice. You're all nice.
I got something.
Everybody?
Thanks very much.
Got it, Jeff.
Mayor Guthrie, at the Village of Otisville, Paul, Chad, there's a recall on the Narcan stuff. Are you guys aware of that? To have everyone through the Narcan training?
Not necessarily on the Narcan, it's
It's
on
the
sprayer.
the sprayer, which it's funny you say, I just got something yesterday, so we have to check to see if it's.
Because
if it's
I found out
covered.
about it last week at our fire company meeting, and half of ours were no good.
We're following up on it.
Just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, if you could let me know too, because I know quite a few regular citizens, including myself, that got a kit.
Well, it'll all be the same.
It's on
so.
it's on the list.
Anybody else? Julie, you're up.
I am?
I know.
What's going on?
I asked everyone to wait to see if Julie came in.
Come on. I have those things.
I got something that I'm doing with Julie, can I talk about it?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right, last meeting I brought up about, we're looking to get a grant for the Art Heritage and Tourism Grant. It's up to $5,000 to pay towards our concert series. So Julie and I are working on that this week. Right, Julie?
Yes.
Okay.
So what you guys see in front of you is a proposed fee schedule for 2017 for the building department. Some of our fees have been not updated in 15 years, 16 years. Some things that we should have been requiring to get a permit for, as every other town does, wasn't even on our list. So I asked Julie to prepare something about 2 months ago so that the board could look at it. We're not making anything on this tonight, but now that everyone has it, this is something that if there's anything we want to change, I'd like to do it the first meeting in December, and then be able to have something that we can all agree on so that the fee schedule starts the beginning of 2017. Probably 75% of these stayed exactly the same as what they are. They're just all listed now on here. And again, some things we didn't have a rate for, didn't have anything for at all. So if if you, have any questions, if you wanna let me know or let Julie know prior to, our December 5th meeting, perhaps we can get some of it changed and then get this approved for 2017. The solar is the only, because we're going through the moratorium, so everything that she has for the solar permit is what's permitted right now. So if the board decides that if you do a commercial solar, it's going to be, or if that's discussed during the master plan, it's going to be X, Y, Z, that's not on here, because it's
Well, I put a
unsure.
proposed amount on there, if you look, under solar, there's there's a little note, you know, and then if you skip to the bottom of the page,
You got a master copy?
Yeah, pending outcome of the, yep.
It's in red, Chad.
Yep.
It's in red.
What's in red on Matt's?
Brad took your copy.
All right, so yeah, but that's basically the only thing, but Julie's here pretty much every day. Obviously, everybody knows how to get a hold of me.
We're supposed to be on silent.
From Diane.
Make a phone or
Well, in
videos
New Jersey,
back there?
you would have been in jail by now.
Well, that's not video.
Any other public participation? Board comments?
I have a question, David, regarding the Indigo project.
Mhm.
If there is any activity in terms of drilling or testing,
We'd have to be notified.
okay.
We're
And
an interested party, so
if we're not notified,
then that's grounds for challenge and them spending more money than they want to, having to defend that challenge, so. It would be, they have to notify us of anything that would in any way impact that easement that they received, by virtue of our interested party status, and so, like I said, if they don't, the town board would be able to sue on a procedural standpoint, and individual property owners potentially could sue based on actual impacts to their properties and wells.
and that notification is supposed to be before the action.
Yes. That's correct.
Is there anything we could do based on a notification if they said we're gonna drill tomorrow morning?
Well, I believe they'd have to, I'll have to look at the agreement again, but they have to give you more than just a day's notice. Because anything they're doing there is gonna go through its own seeker process, so they're gonna have to follow the seeker steps for notice as well. So there's gonna be particular time periods that, information has to be given to the town before they would be able to take action on it.
That's it.
Come on, Brian.
I have one comment for Matt. I just want to say, I was asked why I wasn't at the veteran celebration, since I'm the one that took the pictures and video, and there's no proof that I was here. But I thought it was a pretty awesome event, and, yeah, that's all I wanted to add.
And I will say, we're able to track the certain things, and it was put on Facebook pretty much instantly, right?
Facebook Live.
And it had almost 400 views, so I'm really, I think it's something that really sparked people's interest, and I think it was a good thing.
There was quite a few veterans here.
Yeah.
They were very appreciative. It was pretty good. I think it's something we
Yeah, the
should-
weather was good, everything just worked out absolutely perfect with it. Do you have anything now?
No, nothing.
Janet?
No.
Well, I have just two things really quick. Paul, thank you. We finally got a plaque out front on the 9/11 steel piece that we have out in the lobby. Thank you for taking care of that, Paul. And the board went up and inspected up at Otisville prior to coming here. All of my concerns were answered, so that, luckily for me, I guess Mr. Walner has kept me posted all the way through. So as things happened, I was notified, but I went up tonight, I checked a few things that I had concerns about, and everything on my end was taken care of.
And that's at the firehouse in Otisville.
That's correct. That's correct. So, David, how does this work with this attorney coming? Can we adjourn the meeting?
Well, no, well, you can go into I would suggest going into executive session for advice of counsel. This is my fault. Before I saw the agenda, I told her to show up at 8 to hope that most of your business was done by that time. I didn't know it would be going so quickly, so she should be here very shortly. I know that in the meantime, you wanted to ask some questions about the contract for the old school. We could certainly go into
That
executive
is
session
correct.
for that, so.
Yeah, just for the record, the plaque was donated by the Winners Bracket, Joanne Schurter, who actually lives in the town, so they made it for nothing. So just for the record, it was a donation. Thank you.
Okay, so I would like at this time a motion to enter into executive session
Advice of counsel.
Yeah.
legal
Advice of counsel.
advice of counsel.
Second motion.
All in favor?
I'll see if I can find out in the morning.
Thank you very much.
I know. Actually, there is.
But it's a longer story.